We're live. Everyone's coming in. Did we learn anything from them? We emailed. Okay. To the email they used, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're good. They're out of county, right? Good morning. I'm Judge Person. Welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. We're conducting court online, obviously, and just kind of chattering just a bit to let people's audio connect. And it looks like everyone's connected except on the cheat case. Mr. Mattson, what I'm going to let you know is right now, I don't have a representative from the Callahan law firm on here. I don't know. Oh, Miss Cheek, you're driving. Are you driving that car or are you in the back seat? I'm going to disconnect you because you're driving. Clearly, you're steering the car. Call back when you're not illegally on this meeting. She wasn't audio connected either, but just, you're not allowed to drive and be on a video call. So I just don't, what I don't want is to watch someone get in an accident while breaking the law on YouTube court. Anyway, it's kind of ironic, but anyway, I'm Judge Person and I do welcome everybody to court this morning. I want to just kind of give you a rundown. Mr. Mattson, I want to let you know right now, let's give them maybe 10 more minutes. We did email them and I checked the file part of the meeting. And so what I'm going to let you know is they're out of Waco. This was set to kind of confirm the discovery. Have you been in a position to see whether they got discovery?
Your Honor, for Mr. Madrigal,
Yes.
I don't believe they've been given discovery yet. That was going to happen today.
Okay.
There are a couple of different attorneys that were set to receive discovery links today.
Okay. Well, sometimes if you sent it, has it been sent yet?
It has not been sent yet, Your Honor.
Okay. Sometimes that confuses people. I mean, their staff, get confused when they shouldn't. I mean, I realize they shouldn't, but nevertheless, they can fall on the sword of that anyway. I don't know what happens, but okay. So what I'm going to say there is, let's give them a few minutes and then we'll, reach out the way we reach out in a moment. Now this could be them, Spencer Smith.
That would be them, Your Honor.
Yeah, there we go. So we'll go ahead and get your breakout rooms going if we can get them connected. Hello, Mr. Smith. If you can unmute, that would be wonderful. I'm Judge Person. Welcome to Temple Municipal Court. How are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. We were just discussing whether we should be concerned because no one was logged in yet from your law firm. And I said, I think that's them. And Mr. Mattson confirmed it was, yeah, you were the attorney he expected. Yes, so I will go ahead and let y'all go to that breakout room for pretrial. And I'll send you on over to that meeting.
Great. Thank you.
I'm going to go, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to, so Mr. Lesser, Miss Lopez, I'll get right to you. I have Miss Cheek trying to get in the meeting again. I hope she's not continuing to drive. I'm just going to go ahead and check on that. Still driving. Ma'am, you're not allowed to drive on the screen. Ma'am, you're not allowed to drive on the screen. Okay. Now it looks more like she's a passenger. Okay, you're connected. Please unmute. Please unmute. Miss Cheek. Okay. Are you driving a vehicle?
No, ma'am, I parked. I didn't know how long it was going to take, so I was just going down the street for breakfast until I saw you had called, so I'm parked.
Yeah, you're not allowed to drive and have a video running in the state of Texas. It's a crime. So
I had it sitting down and I had looked down at it and noticed.
Doesn't matter. That's the whole thing, is that we don't go, well, I wasn't looking at the video. We know people will look at the video and they will then not look at the road. So don't do that again, because I can't have you in a court meeting breaking the law on the screen and maybe potentially having us all watch you get in a car wreck. So please do not do that.
Yes,
ever.
no, ma'am, that was never my intention. I didn't think it was gonna be
Well,
that
but you
bad.
did do that. No, just stop deflecting and accept responsibility and don't do it again, please. Thank you. Okay, apparently you don't want to say that. But anyway, because I'll just keep disconnecting you because I can't allow it. Okay. It's kind of like if somebody decided to take drugs. I can't, that's crime too. You don't get to do it on screen. Please don't do that. Please. It's actually very dangerous whether you admit it or not. So anyway, I'm going to move on. And Mr. Lesser, I'll take your case. Ms. Lopez, then I'll take your case. Ms. Cheek, then I'll take your case. Before we do that, though, I want to let everybody know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. When you give a plea, you're giving an answer or a response to the accusation. And, that's your answer. Okay. So guilty means I did it. Not guilty means I'm contesting it. And no contest means I'm not admitting or contesting it. I just want to move forward with the case. I'm not sure if I have pleas that need to be taken today. I think I do. But so I just want to explain a little bit about where things go, the direction those pleas will take you. If you plead not guilty, you're moving that case toward a trial because you're asking the state to prove the case against you. And if you do that, then I'll go ahead and start docketing you towards that trial. There's a pretrial online. There is also a pretrial here locally, here at the court, and then a trial setting. If you plead guilty or no contest, I move your case forward. That really means paying those fines and costs and having it go on your record as a general rule. There are still, though, 4 ways to gain a dismissal. One is if you have something that legally is recognized by law to be brought up to date and dismissed. I'll tell you if you have that. You're welcome to ask questions when it's your turn. 2 is if you have a driver safety course a driver safety course eligible type of case, and that will actually help you drive more safely. And we know that statistically, people who take the class drive more safely. And if you have something like that and you're eligible, it's a moving violation. I'll look and see if you're eligible. And if you're eligible, well, I'll see if you want to do it. And if you want to do it at that point and you're eligible, then we'll work on getting that set up with you. If you don't want to do it, no one will force you. Okay. So that's the driver's safety course option. Deferred dispositions, Class C courts in Texas are the only court where you can directly ask the judge for a deferral. The prosecutor is required to be on a handful of those and not on others. At county courts, if you ask for a deferred, or at district courts, if you ask for a deferred, you must talk to the prosecutor. On a plea of guilty or no contest, you can ask the judge in a Class C court for a deferral. There's an exception under the rules. And if you do that, what that looks like, deferred disposition means delay making it final. And I accept your plea, I delay making it final. I set up an order and put an order in place that will list the things that need to be done to gain a dismissal. And if you do the things listed, then you get a dismissal. Now, the judge has to approve it from you or from the prosecutor, both. Okay. And I'm always open to every option under sentencing that the law allows me to consider. So the main trick with the deferral is you must request it at the time that you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Okay. If you've already been found guilty of the offense, and I have a few people on this docket today, it's just not an option anymore. We're in sentencing already. If you're here for the first time and you have not entered a plea with the court, then I can consider that. I'm saying that because it was on the sheet that you were given to fill out. It's one of those options, but sometimes people looked at it, didn't know what it was, and therefore didn't check it. So let me know if now that you know what it is, you might be asking for that, because I won't know if you don't request it. And unlike driver safety and compliance dismissals, where I'm supposed to walk you through them, On the deferred, you're supposed to ask first. So the long legal reason for that, but that's the effect. And then I don't see any teen court persons here with the one exception that I'll check in with, but teen court looks like a deferred, feels a little like a deferred, but it works a little bit differently in some key points. It's for high school students. Okay, so that's kind of the layout, and I'll kind of push those open a little bit more with you when it's your turn. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Madrigal case. Mr. Mattson, Mr. Smith, where are we, Mr. Mattson, with regard to this matter?
Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and set for final so that Mr. Smith and I can continue discussions.
Okay, right now I have that set for September 7th at 2 here at the court. That should be plenty of time. And as I understand it, discovery is about to happen anyway. So it should be enough time to hear from
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, the way that I conduct court, I can't remember if you've been here before. I know I've had people from your firm. We set the final. If the case resolves before that, it cancels it. I don't have a traditional plea docket because most of my folks are pro se litigants, and pro se persons, sometimes they don't know their options till they get to court. So we don't then just send them away and schedule a different date. We just schedule people and their cases. So the person and case will be scheduled for a final pretrial. We think that's what it's going to be, September 7th at 2. If the case is resolved before then, it cancels it. If not, then we're in court with the expectation of doing any pretrial matters prior to trial and scheduling trial and setting. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. You're good to go, Mr. Smith.
Perfect. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Mr. Mattson, unless you have further matters with the court, you're also free to go because that really was your docket for today.
I have nothing further this time, Your Honor, but I will see you at 1:30.
Yes, we have a hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Lester, I'm going to jump right in with you because you're someone who's kind of in two camps in a way. You want to unmute and tell me how you're doing today?
I'm doing really good. How about you?
Thank you. I'm fine.
That's good.
So what I wanted to talk with you about, I had a request from you, kind of a multifaceted request. So let me give you kind of the rundown, okay? So there's a stop July 11th at 2022 and of 2022. And there's a no license charge. And if you paid that one, it's $181. I got a plea of guilty from you and a request for time to get the license. And then a no insurance charge, it's $281. And I received a guilty plea from you along with that request, I think for, not a request for more time, and then a payment application, which currently right now, and this is pretty recent, you weren't working when you filled it out. And, but you did request to pay $45 a month. So first of all, though, I have it laid out, like, is there more that I need to know than those things?
I actually got insurance on the car now.
Okay.
And I do have a job now.
Okay. Where are you working?
I'm working at Denny's here in Temple.
Okay. Are you waiting or what you doing there?
I'm a host.
Okay. And that's a new job. So right now you probably aren't completely clear on the income.
No, but I'm like 75% sure I'm making $8 to $9 an hour.
Okay. Is it feeling like full time?
Yes, ma'am. I've worked every day since I started there.
Okay. Okay. So you could do a payment plan if you want to do one, maybe, but let me kind of lay out options for you. Okay. Also, I didn't get any bills from you right now. I think you're living with your partner person. So I didn't really see bills right now, but it might be that y'all are looking at that now that there's income. So I don't really, maybe you can tell me more about that in a minute, but before we launch into that. So one thing is that the driver's license charge, that is something that can't just be dismissed if you get the license. State law doesn't really provide that. In fact, they don't provide it at all. We have a local workaround that is like if you don't have a companion case, but you had one, the insurance case. So I'm not able to just like extend it and get it dismissed. So normally I don't really grant an extension there because it doesn't really give you anything. Now we'll come back to that in a minute, okay? Because insurance is the same thing, although it's a slight different thing. There, if you were insured at the time you were stopped, you just couldn't provide proof, and for some reason the officer couldn't look it up because they do have access. Then
Yeah, I talked to the person I went up to talk to the other day about getting this hearing, and she said I was insured at the time.
did you
but
provide?
I couldn't because I didn't have the slip for it, but she called everybody and
Okay,
made it
what she was saying, yeah, I see her note. She said that the vehicle was insured. Whose vehicle is it?
It's my girlfriend's vehicle. Her mom just hasn't written up a bill of sale yet.
Okay, so
She
it's,
got it for her
it's
birthday.
technically her mother's right now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you were driving it. So what we don't know is whether that policy would allow you to be covered. Okay, so now I know where we got turned around. Okay. So I think what you talked to Mary, and I think what Mary was telling you is that if you were insured if the vehicle was insured and you were not licensed, then sometimes if you can get that license very quickly, and we can verify that the insurance doesn't have an exclusion provision, then we might be able to, I might be able to take those things in together. So how quickly are you getting what's happened that you don't have a license? You're 19, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually currently working, so the very first time I get paid, I'm buying the courses and I'm doing all of it, and I'm going to take the tests and stuff I need to get my license.
Okay. Are you able to schedule that yet with DPS?
Not yet.
I actually don't know. Are they requiring that you prove that you've done certain things before they let you schedule, or can you just schedule? Do you know yet?
I think I can just schedule. I'm not sure.
Because they're scheduled out really far, and I don't have a lot of time to work with you on this. Like in terms of what my prosecutor memo shows, that's why Mary said it that way. It's because if you can get the insurance dismissed, then yeah, you can get this one dismissed too. I think that's what she was thinking. I'll have to read that. I need to reread that memo. Okay, so I see why the clerk rescheduled you. It makes sense a little bit. So I could go ahead and give you what does that memo say? 60 days? It says 90. Okay. I can give you 60 days. And I think what you should do is try to get scheduled quickly. And I think you should be willing to get someone to take you, further away than this area. Sometimes our outlying areas aren't as heavily scheduled. That's not always true. But you might look more than one place and see where you can quickly get in and then just back yourself into getting those classes done. You're 19, so I don't know how many classes I think there's like an online class that you take. And, so you might want to just, you're going to need to scuttle a bit on this. So I can extend you on both cases. On the insurance, I just don't know if you're considered covered right now as of that date. And if you were licensed, it's clear that you would be from what it looks like. There's kind of a legal fiction that we might be able to engage in that's proper if you get licensed quickly. So I'll extend you. I need your signature on this to October 4th. And actually, then that'll give us an opportunity for you to fill out the information regarding income. Like you'll be able to update that too by that date. In case we were looking at you needing to make payments. I'm not really clear that you will or won't yet. I've got to see what you bring back. Okay. So when can I email an extension to you? And have you print it, sign it, and return it today, or do I need to have you come by the building to do that?
You can have send it to, well, I don't have a printer.
Okay, so you'll need to come here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when can we look for you here?
Well, I have to wait for my mom to get off work to take me up there.
Okay,
So I don't think it would be but around 12, 1
Okay.
o'clock.
let's say around 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have that at the front desk for you to sign, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You're good to go, Mr. Lesser. Once you get that signed, but you don't skip it, because part of the relief that you're looking at is because you're always on time. So you need to stay on time, because some of these beneficial aspects go away if you miss the date. And today we need a signature, or then it would appear that you've missed the date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you later today.
All righty. See you later.
Thank you. You're good to check out, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Ms. Lopez, give me just a moment. I want to see who's on the phone, but I am taking you next. Telephone caller, if you can unmute, and maybe I can hear who you are. Or is this
Hello?
Charles Pearson? How are you?
Yes,
Hi,
fine, thank you.
I'm Judge Person. Listen, I've got a couple of people ahead of you, and then I'll take your
Yeah.
case. So just stay on
Okay.
and listen, and I'll call your name again in just a moment, okay?
Okay,
Thank you. I'll be with you shortly.
okay.
All right. So Ms. Lopez, I did review the information that you provided to the court. And let's see. So, we've had a couple of extensions on the community service. We've been trying to get something from you since January. So far, you just come and ask for more time, and frankly don't do it. I really don't know. Are you working at this time?
Right now, no.
Okay. So, what the law says is that I can order community service or payments.
Right.
But if someone's not doing their community service, there's a certain point where I just say it's really not a good faith effort. I mean, we're at 8 months.
Right. Yeah.
And then I
it's
could
just
just say either pay or go to jail. I mean, you've kind of put yourself in that position.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not trying to make excuses. It's been a year for me.
I understand more than you can
Yeah.
imagine.
Like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses. I was going through a divorce. I'm a single mother of 3 now. And I got in a car accident, so I lost my car, and then I lost my job due to lack of transportation. But I should be getting my car back this week. So I would be able to do that community service. I have completed 4 hours of it. I know that's not really a lot, but
It's something.
right.
So, like, where are you doing it?
I was doing it at Feed My Sheep.
Okay,
Mhm.
that'll work. So you said you're getting your car. When is that happening?
It's supposed to be sometime this week. It's been in there for over a month, but they said this week that I should be getting it back.
Okay, I can give you one more extension, but I'll need to see either all of it or most of it
Yes, ma'am.
progress. The 4 hours
ma'am.
you've already done can still be turned in.
I did turn it in, but she didn't sign off on it, so it wasn't accepted.
Okay, well, why wouldn't she? I mean, are they just saying they won't sign it till the end?
No, she just didn't sign it, and I haven't gone back for her to sign it. So
Okay, yeah, we do have to have that. Okay, all right, I'm extending you to September 6th.
Okay, thank you so much.
We can email another timesheet to your email that we used to set up this meeting. Is that the email you used?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, as long as that's still working, we'll just email it there.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
all right. Yes, ma'am. We'll get
Thank you.
that to
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. Ms. Peak, can you unmute? Ms. Cheek, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I did review everything and let's see. Yeah, again, so we had January 26th, we had community service. I don't recall if you were working then or if it was just.
No, ma'am, I was not.
And let's see, it was originally due by March 17th. And we did get, there were 29 hours due. We did receive 19. That's been credited to your situation. And now it's gone back to warrant because you didn't follow up and either get an extension or do the rest. So, and now what I'm showing is that you do have the ability to pay. You had requested $100 a month. While I'm willing to let you do that, I can order $50 a month, and you can pay more if you want to get out from under it faster.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, and I did show that you were getting paid every 2 weeks. So there are two ways to do this. One is to make a payment once a month of $50. The other is to pay every 2 weeks on your payday. And I'm going to let you tell me what would work better for you.
I'll just pay it every 2 weeks.
Okay, what day of the week are you paid?
I'm paid on Friday, so I actually get paid this Friday, and then it's every 2 weeks.
Okay, can you make a $25 payment this Friday?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I'll just have that as your begin date.
Okay.
And it's just on the remaining balance. You've been credited the rest of the hours, but it probably went up a little bit because you let yourself go back to warrant. So don't do that again because it's.
Yes, ma'am. I was not trying to do that by any means.
No one really tries to do that, but I mean, it is the consequence. So there's kind of like, when something's due, if there's a due date and you don't fulfill your obligation to the court, we start trying to get you to come fulfill your obligation to the court. The warrant is actually not the first thing we do, but it is the final thing that we do. So what I'm saying is not to beat you up about it. It's to say, listen, if you run into a problem with this new arrangement, don't not talk to us about it because you get into trouble. We take emails, letters. We don't take phone calls on official business, but you can call and ask, what do I do? And then you'll be given instructions for the official thing to do. But really, it's following up is what you do. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I do need your signature on this today. With that signature, I will recall your warrants. The court is a safe harbor. You're not going to be arrested getting your signature. Can we get you over here today, though, please?
I have to work today, but this is a very important thing, so I will take off.
We can also email it to you if you can print it, sign it, and email it back with a legal signature, not an e-signature. Can you do that?
Yeah, I have the means to print.
Okay. We'll email to the email we have on file.
Okay.
And it'll be what we use to set up this meeting. Does that email still work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll email that to you and then just print it, sign it, email it back to us. You can take a photo and email it, or you can scan it and email it. As long as I can read it, I'm not very formal about these kinds of things. I just need them to happen. But it'll be your payment plan and it'll be a printout of everything the dates. Okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
there's not a mystery. Like, what do I do? It's going to be right there. You can go online to the court's website, or you can call and make payments, or you can come by and make payments. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. We'll send that out to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then I will let you go. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. And so, Mr. Pearson, hi, can you unmute again? Hi, Charles Pearson, Mr. Pearson, how are
Yes.
you? Hi.
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, good. I'm Judge Person.
Glad to meet you.
Glad to meet you too, sir. And I just wanted to kind of walk you through where I think we are, and then I will take information from you if I need to know more things about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what I received, and this is all regarding a stop from April 15th, 2022. There is a stop for an expired registration, which if you just paid it, it would be $151. There are some options available for that, but I'm supposed to tell you about that. And I did receive a no contest plea and a request for more time to get that done from you. And then there was a no insurance charge from that same stop. That one, if you paid it, is $281. And I did receive a no contest plea and a request for some more time to get that done. Have I understood you properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a couple of things I want to talk to you about, some options, because each of the cases has kind of its own flavor, if you will, like what's available to you. And it's my duty to let you know about that. So on registration, that is one of those things where if you still have access to the vehicle and you can get the vehicle registered, we can do a dismissal there. And you're on time to court, so you've kept yourself eligible. You always have to be on time for that one, and you've done that. So, which, I know that you have some hardship, which definitely goes into, I take that into account with everything that we're going to do here, but I can give you some time. But I just, oftentimes people with hardship aren't on time. So I really want to tell you that I think that's great that you were able to keep up with this with everything else. Okay. And so keep it up, because that's actually keeping you, your options a lot more open. But really the first question, yes, sir. So really the first question I have for you is there a time when you feel like you could get that registration completed and brought into the court?
Well, it'll have to be next month. I just recently found a place to live finally.
Okay, great.
And I got my wife out of the nursing home, and
oh, good.
I paid. It cost me all my money just to get into the place for last month. And I do have insurance now with State Farm Insurance.
Okay. So let's see. If I gave you 60 days to get your registration done, that would be October 4th. Does that seem like that could work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, we're financially able.
Yeah. Once you kind of get in, and I mean, obviously you had to deal with deposits and all of that kind of thing. And that's really
almost $1,200 just to get into the apartment.
Okay. And so we actually are going to want to update your financial information. And I do have what you gave me before, but you were in a night by night hotel kind of situation.
Yeah.
And so it's your financial situation has changed. You're going to have a water bill and an electric bill and rent and all of that stuff. So I want to take a look at that with you if we come to a point where you need to be considered for payment or community service, which you might need to be doing at some point. But right now, what I will say is, why don't we just extend both of your cases to October 4th?
Okay.
So that just to kind of give you a little breathing room and maybe get that registration done, because that would be one case just dismissed,
Yeah.
And then what you'll do is you can bring the new insurance card by. Can you come over to the court today to sign for your extension, update your address?
I'm here right now.
Oh, great.
I'm sitting here at the court.
Oh, okay, great. Well, then it's just easy, because you'll come in and you'll sign for your extension. If you have your insurance card, give them that information. If you were you not insured at the time that you were stopped?
No, not at the time.
Okay, all right.
I was in process.
Yeah. So the reason I ask is not to beat you up about it. It's because compliance dismissals on insurance cases are only under state law, are only for if you weren't in fact insured when you were stopped. So I'm just trying to figure out if we can get you there, the next layer is that we look at either a payment plan or community service. And that's going to be based on the balance of income to bills and expenses. And it looks to me like you're probably going to be eligible for community service no matter what. Okay. But I still want to have the documentation of the reality of what you get to deal with every month so that I can, we get audited and all that kind of thing. So I don't mind one bit, but I want to just make it accurate. So what I'll do is extend you to October 4th and let's get your insurance in. And I don't know if you heard me talk to the group, because I don't know if you were in the group when I did this, but because you were a little late to court this morning, but not by a lot. But you might have missed the part where I talked about deferred dispositions. And that's a process of dismissal that is available where a person has, like a case like yours, where I don't have a bunch of them. I just have these cases. And, you've gotten insured and you are eligible probably to do community service for instead of payment. And what we would do is put an order in place where you would stay insured, you would prove that to the court, you would most likely do community service for payment and get your hours turned in on time. And at the end of a deferral period, a wait period, basically of like 4 months, as long as you didn't get more tickets and you got your service turned in and you got your insurance, proof that you stayed insured the time of the deferral 4 months, then you would get a dismissal. Because there isn't an outright dismissal on that one. So I will look at a deferred with you if you'd like in a couple of months. What I'm hoping is you'll get your registration done. When you go get your registration done at the DMV, it is very important that you tell them that you were ticketed. There's an $8, roughly $8 penalty fee that they will charge you for that, but that will still allow you to get it dismissed over here, which will save you like $151. So that $8 is well spent. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just make sure you tell them. So
Yes,
come
sir.
on in and sign the extension. Drop off your insurance card if you have it. If you know what your bills and expenses are going to be, go ahead and update your information. If you don't know yet, well, let's just do that before the next time. And the other thing I was going to tell you in terms of your extension, besides just staying on time like you're doing, is I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I had something I thought would be helpful. The main thing is really making sure you pay that penalty fee with the DMV. That's a big deal. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because the state law says you don't get a dismissal without it being paid. So I'm supposed to hold you to it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Well, listen, you're doing the right thing and you're getting pulled out of a difficult situation and you're almost done. So, things should look like they're getting better for you. I'm very glad to hear it. And I saw that you were on my docket today, and I did remember you because, well, you were going through a lot and your wife had just been, in the nursing home. And so I knew that you had a lot to deal with. So I'm glad to hear you're doing better and that things are improving for you. And I hope that continues. Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, if you have anything to do with it, you're doing great. Okay. You're getting there. Yes, sir. I know that it has. And I mean, most people don't show this much progress this quickly. So I'm very happy to hear that things are going better.
All I got to do is see a doctor myself.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. It's something I always tell family. When the mask drops in the airplane, what's the first thing they tell you?
Yeah. Put it on.
You got to put your mask on first or you can't help anybody else. Yeah. So, we have to adjust that sometimes a little bit, but it's okay to take care of yourself too. And I'm going to plan to see you or talk to you, hear from you on October 4th, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
If you bring the registration, if you get the registration done, bring it by
Yes.
the court. Bring it by the court before
Okay.
then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that we might be able to get that one peeled off. Okay.
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 Thank you.
We'll have paperwork at the
Okay.
front now for you. Okay. You can hang up.
Okay.
Okay.
God bless.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Pearson, and to you too. And it's good to talk to you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.